But yes, ESPN released the figures for the WNBA season today.
Numbers.
And let's just say Rob Parker's eating all the crow right now.
I'm not eating crow.
Because even without Caitlin Clark, who missed most of the season,
didn't play.
ESPN reported the highest regular season and postseason numbers ever across their network for WNBA content. In fact, you'd have to go back to 1999 when they were on NBC network channels to the last time they had higher postseason television ratings. Big year for the W, big postseason for the W, big L for Rob Parker.
There's no big L. I don't even buy into this spin that they're giving. But go ahead, Kelvin.
No, go ahead.
You're all hype.
Wait, why I got to be all hype?
Because it is hype. And the idea that you think that the WNBA is better because Caitlin Clark didn't play and the numbers are – look, we don't need her. Really? Go ahead. You remember this past year where people thought she was hurt, but they weren't sure she wasn't going to play. And then all of a sudden – those numbers were good, and then when people realized she was out, you remember how the numbers cratered and tanked 50%? Go ahead and have another season without her and see where your numbers are. Well, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, well, they are buying it. They're buying tickets, and they're buying, and they're going to the games.
Just threw the ball away.
Did. I thought it was a replay. It was so bad.
How many times are you going to – a 2-out – you're trying to get the guy at first base and you throw the ball down the line?
Why are you so – I mean, why couldn't it have been the opposite? Look at the Dodgers taking advantage. Why you got to –
the Brewers, they won 1 million games this year.
That was the Red Sox against the Yankees. Oh, heady base
that's
right
a heady
there.
play. Sometimes you got to – and the best part about this, Rob G, we've done this every series where he gets mad at the other team. Every series.
No.
Why would you throw it to third? Why would you not throw it to first? Remember the pitcher didn't throw it to first? Every series you get mad at the other team.
Because it's dumb baseball. That's what drives me crazy. It's not that I'm not rooting for anybody. I don't care who wins. But I just can't get over. It was 1-1. Your pitcher's cruising along. You walk a guy. You give up a ground ball. Look, you get out of the inning. What are you trying to pick somebody off at first? First and third, you just struck out Hernandez, right?
Yeah.
For the second out. You don't need to do anything. What are you doing? You throw the ball down the first base line.
But there lies Robert Lee Parker.
Unbelievable.
What a man who didn't root for anybody. ... Except for. And then I have a whole list of things. Except for the Chiefs who lose, the Lions who lose, the Dodgers who lose, Aaron Judge who hit 7 home runs in one game. And I'm going to have a whole list. Look, man, let me get back to WNBA real quick. The reason I think, look, nobody signs up for your star player to get hurt, right? If it's Steph Curry, if it's Patrick Mahomes, if it's whomever it may be, in this case, Caitlin Clark. Nobody signs up for that, especially a league that's trying to continue to grow. What I do think happened, though, beginning of the season, we had a couple of conversations with her about her. She wasn't looking good. And we know what athletes say. Look, when you're playing, right? You can't, she hurt, is she not? And she was shooting the ball terribly. Her percentages were horrible. And she was out there competing. But I think what was a good thing was a reminder to people that while she may be the most popular, it doesn't always equate to the best. And I think the WNBA benefited from, we can also showcase the best players. The Asia Wilsons, Sabrina Ionescu's, the Paige Beckers. You had a little rival with her as well. And then the Fisha Collier, and you know, a handful of other, Alyssa Thompson. You have a bunch of other players who are really good, and I think that kind of got highlighted. And thankfully to Caitlin Clark, they were able to piggyback off that, like riding the momentum from last season into this season as she was playing a little bit early on, and then you get into it. So I think they're at a pivotal point right here, Rob, where I think they have to continue to start showcasing other players, right? Because you got Juju coming in after one more year of college. She'll be coming in. You got other stars. They have to keep growing the brand along with her, not simply just because of her. And I think some of this controversy, the Fisha Collier calling out the commissioner, I think all of these things are good because it starts to have conversations of how they move forward. You and I have talked about it. How they promote the game. How they highlight Caitlin Clark more. Stop trying to ostracize her. Highlight her. You be a part of that. Make that a part of the brand. Sell that Michael Jordan, Magic, and Bird that thing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to grow with her because we know if she grows, they grow. So, and I also think we have to realize the ceiling. People come on and talk, the WNBA ain't doing this. It's never going to be the NFL. Nothing in America is. It's never going to be the NBA or MLB. So I do think we have to have a realistic ceiling, and for them, it's growth and trying to get there. But we got to stop acting like if they do this right, they're going to be the NBA. They're going to be MLB. That's not the case. And there are other businesses that can be sustainable in other sports that we showcase and air and people enjoy that aren't behemoths. Like, it doesn't have to be the NFL for it to be successful. So to me, if I'm them, continue to find your stars, highlight them. And to me, they use Caitlin Clark's storyline to do just that. But they absolutely need her. She's huge. Who doesn't want their Steph Curry or their Aaron Judge, if you will?
I just think that people trying to parade numbers out, that despite her not being there, she was there most of the year, even if she didn't play. And we saw the numbers. We saw the numbers crater 50% in the TV ratings. So don't people act like, I get it, it's the postseason. If you want to parade around and say they're better because they were so minuscule before and they're more eyeballs now on the team, I get that, okay? And she's a big part of what's gotten her some of the eyeballs to get there, to even have it fall off enough so that they still have decent numbers, because that's how bad they were. That's all I'm saying. You can parade around. That league needs her. She's a big reason. She's a big reason why they're where they are. And anybody who tries to act like, oh, well, people just discovered that there's so many other players or whatever. I told Rob G earlier, I didn't even know. I think I knew Vegas had a team. I didn't know, and I guess they won the championship, right?
They did.
But I didn't know that they had won. They've now won 3 out of the last 4. I'm being honest. And I'm a sports guy, but I just don't follow the WNBA. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what's going on in the WNBA. I don't know how many teams they have. I don't know any of that. I'm being honest.
I believe you.
Because I'm not going to be phony and act like, oh, yeah, this is going on. I don't know.
But I think that's okay. Similarly, you might not know all the, aside from, Serena, you might not keep up with women's tennis or even men's tennis for that matter. Like, I think
especially
that's
not
okay.
Men's tennis.
Right, great. I get it. That's okay. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they have to have every sports fan must watch WNBA. I think you find your niche, you grow your niche. If they're smart, you start finding young people right now so that they grow into it where it's just a custom. I watch WNBA, and don't have to be watching every minute at every game, but they better start finding a younger fan base. And I do think Angel Reese doing the Victoria's Secret thing, I think I ain't mad at that. Anytime your stars get out there and can be doing some more things and having conversations, whether they be positive or negative, like that can be a good thing as well. Just having folks out there. Speaking of Angel Reese, Victoria's Secret, who's that? She's a WNBA star. Now people who don't know the game, similar to Taylor Swift. I don't watch football. It's not my thing. Taylor Swift might be at the game. Oh, I'll tune in. That's not a bad thing to have either. WNBA, they prove anything with the numbers that maybe they don't just solely need Caitlin Clark, or you still think absolutely she is 1,000% the thing that drives it? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, Mark in Sacramento. You're on
Mark
the
Meadows
Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Mr. Washington? How you been?
Doing well, Mark. Appreciate you, brother.
Good. Numbers lie. The eyes don't. You can find numbers and make them fit anything you want nowadays. I know one thing. If they don't change the attitude and the way they act and the perception and wearing shirts like the things they wear, people aren't going to watch. I don't care how good they play. People aren't going to watch. Sometimes it's about the attitude. And I consider as being a women's basketball fan, like I said, since the early 70s in college basketball, long before there was a WNBA. I'm a fan. But I'm like a fan, and I have a couple of, female in my family say the same thing. They say, man, it should change the way they act.
Yeah.
People aren't going to watch. They're just not going to regardless.
Hey, Mark, I appreciate the call, Mark. I think that's why they have to have some real live conversations behind the scenes, management and commissioners and all the stars, because they have to realize they need each other for this thing to work. David Stern needed his Magic, his Bird, his Michael Jordan touchdown here for the Steelers. Up, obviously, 6. We'll see an extra point. Touchdown for the Steelers against the Bengals. If you're the Bengals defense, did you mail it in, period, for the season? Are you just like, man, we'll be doing for Cancun?
Look at Aaron Rodgers running back and forth like crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Look, you can't give him time.
Look at this. Where's the pressure?
Hendrickson is out.
He runs to the left. Nobody's open.
And he don't run this year no more.
Right, look, runs to the right. Okay, I got a man.
8.63 seconds that snap to pass. Let me tell you how you're going to lose. If you give Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest, maybe
9
the
seconds,
most talented, him and Pat Mahomes and maybe Elway, most talented quarterbacks ever. 8-9 seconds, you're going to lose.
Hey,
who next?
Josh in Texas. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Josh?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing well,
great,
Josh.
buddy. How are you?
Pretty good, man. I'm better than the Brewers right now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
they
God.
sick. Yeah, they about to be on a
Brutal.
1-2-3 Cancun trip, too.
It is bad right now. And then they –
Immediately.
yeah, no doubt.
Hey, just real quick before I get into it, Rob, you were one of the funniest people on radio. Yesterday, I saw you when you asked who's the two coaches that need to be fired. I was sure you were going to say Doug Gottlieb.
There's their quota for the
I
hour.
know that.
We almost made it a full hour without a shot.
Josh.
And Josh tickled himself.
I know.
I just couldn't believe it.
I'm crying.
Believe it.
Josh was waiting for it. He was waiting on it.
Josh
He was
ain't thinking about the WNBA.
man.
Josh just wanted to get that joke in. Josh, you think you slick.
I think the WNBA, though, I think they need to work with Caitlin Clark. Get her out because she's the most popular. Then get your 10 best out and try to sponsor that, navigate that, man. Try to blow it up as much as possible. Get the cash cow while you can.
No doubt. You have to do that, and she's a big part of it.
No. That's why they got shoot. That's what I said. They gotta buy in together. You get what I'm saying? Like I couldn't join this show and just be like, I don't really mess with Rob G and I don't Rob and like we gotta buy in together.
Yeah,
like, all right, Rob, what we gotta do? What do we need to do? Thank you to our bosses. Like, all right, what does Kelvin need? Like, you gotta buy in. If you're trying to build something together, you're new to this thing. Caitlin Clark, WNBA commissioner, new stars, man, you gotta build this thing together. If people just see all y'all do is argue and go at each other, and that can be a deterrent or a turnoff. So they got to definitely find a way to bridge together. So I don't know what they got going on right there. All right, Rob. So they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts. And while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.